Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing on the topic cycle detection in an undirected graph. Yeah. So we'll be discussing on both undirected as well as the directed graph. First, let's discuss the undirected graph. Yep. So cycle detection in an undirected graph checks whether there exists a path that starts and ends at the same node. Yeah. So this is it. We'll be checking whether the path exists. Whether there exists a path that starts and ends at the same node without reusing an edge. So it is commonly solved using the DFS with a parent tracking. Yeah, usually we solve this one for the this one cycle detection. Usually we solve for the undirected as well as the directed. Actually, usually we solve with the DFS itself. Yep. So this is fine, I believe. So let's move on with the algorithm explanation here. First, what we'll do, we'll traverse the graph using the DFS. We discussed this one earlier itself. We'll be going with the DFS. So now, first what we'll do, we'll maintain a visited array to track the visited nodes. Once we visit the particular node, so we will be marking that one as visited. Yeah. So for that, we'll be maintaining the visited array. Yep. So this is fine. It's simple to understand. Now, for every node, we will pass its parent and DFS. Yeah. For every node that we consider, we will be passing its parent in the DFS, right? So that's what we will be doing. So this is very important. Whatever the node that we consider, we will be passing its parent in the DFS. If an adjacent node is not visited, then we will DFS recursively. Yep. So visited and not parent, then the cycle is detected. If we have visited the node and if it does not have the parent, then in that case cycle is detected. Yep, it's as simple as that. If DFS finishes without a case, then no cycle. If DFS completely if DFS finishes without such a case, then no cycle is detected. It's as simple as that. Yep. So if you didn't understand everything, it's fine. We will be articulating the same thing in the form of code, and then we'll dry run by considering the example that we will be considering within the code. Yeah. So at the end, you'll be understanding. By the end, I assure you that you'll understand the algorithm clearly. Yep. So this is fine. So now let's try to articulate the same thing in the form of code. Let's do that. Yeah. So I'll just go with some global variables here. So let me go with static boolean. Let me go with a visited. Yep. So this is fine. Next, what we'll do, let's go with the adjacency list for the graph. For that, let me go with a static int g. So this is fine. Next, let's go with a DFS function to detect the cycle. Yeah. So let me go with static boolean. So I'll just go with a DFS. So this is fine, man. We have two parameters. One is we'll be going with a U as well as parent. U as well as the parent. Yep. So this is fine. So within the DFS method, first thing, so we are writing or we have written the DFS function to detect the cycle. So within the DFS method, so first thing, we will be marking the current node as visited as per the algorithm explanation. So I'll just go with we'll be maintaining the visited array, right? So visited of U initially, let's set this one to the Boolean value true, as we are going with the type Boolean for this method actually. Yep. DFS method. So this is fine. Next, we have to traverse all the adjacent nodes, right? So that's what we discussed. So for that, I'll just go with the for loop int v individual vertex of graph of u. All the nodes actually. I'll just go with the graph of u. So this is fine. Within the for loop, what shall we do? Um, if the adjacent node is not visited, then we have to go until the nodes are present actually. In the sense, if the adjacent nodes are not visited, then we have to go deeper. So I'll just write the simple if condition C, if not visited. So if we have not visited that particular node of V actually visited of V, then let's perform the DFS. We have to go deeper. So I'll just go with DFS here, DFS of all I have to do is I have to pass V and U respectively. Yep, that's what we need to do. Then in that case, I'll just return true. In that case, let me return true. So the main part here, if the node is visited and not having the parent, if we have visited certain node and if it doesn't have the parent, then the cycle is detected accordingly with the algorithm. So for that, let's write the else if. So I'll just write it here itself. Let me go with else if. Yeah, else if. v not equal to parent actually. If the node is visited and still doesn't have the parent, in that case cycle is detected and we will return true. We will return true. It's as simple as that. Yep, it's as simple as that. Now, if no cycle, if we, yeah, if there is no cycle, uh, yeah, if there is no cycle, in that case we have to return false. So let me return false here, boolean value false, right? So this is fine, man. Yeah, let me come out of this one. Yeah. So this is it for the algo. Let me format the code once so that this looks good. So this is fine. This is it for the algo. It's as simple as that. All you have to know is you have to know the DFS for the cycle detection, especially cycle detection for the directed as well as the undirected graph, right? Usually we go with the DFS. There is nowhere written that we have to go with the DFS itself, but usually we go with the DFS itself. You have to know the DFS algo correctly. Yep, DFS and BFS, it's very important, extremely important. I prefer BFS. If it is solvable by BFS, I prefer BFS when it comes to graph. Yeah. So recursion, when it comes to trees, I always prefer to go with the recursion. If it is solvable by recursion, at any cost, I'll go with the recursion. But because the code, it's easier to understand and implement. That's the main thing. This one, when using the BFS in the graph as well, so it's easier to implement and it's easier to understand actually. That's the reason I go with a BFS. Yep. So now for this one, what do we call? What we're doing? Cycle detection actually. Usually we go with a DFS, right? So this is fine. If no cycle is found, then in that case we have written false. So this is it for the algo. Now, let's do one thing. Let's consider simple example. Let's consider one simple example within the main. So here, let's go with this graph. Let me draw this one and show to you so that you'll be having the idea, right? So what example that we are going with actually. Yep. So let me go with 0 to 1, 0 to 3, then let's go with 3 to 2. Yeah. And 1 to 2 as well. So this one connects here. So let's go with this particular graph. Yeah. So this is undirected graph. We are going with a cycle detection for the undirected graph itself. So we will be going with this particular graph. Yep. So here cycle exists. You can clearly see cycle exists, right? So let me delete this one. Just remember, we'll be going with the same graph actually. Yep. So within the main method, first thing, let's go with g equals new int. So here, new int. So neighbors of 0 were 1 comma 3. You can just look at the graph that I just showed actually. Neighbors of 1 are nothing but 0 comma 2. Yep. So neighbors of 2, we had 1 comma 3. Yeah, 1 comma 3. Next, neighbors of 3 were 0 comma 2. 0 comma. So this is fine. We are done with this part actually, adjacency list part. Then let's initialize the visited array according to the algorithm. So I'll just go with the visited here. So let me assign this one to new. We are initializing the visited array in simple terms. Let me pass 4 actually, size 4. This is fine. Next, let me go with the variable cycle, which is of type boolean, and let me set this one to the boolean value false. Finally, graph may be disconnected as well, right? Graph may be disconnected as well. For that, let's write the simple for loop here. So see, I'll just go with int I equals 0, I less than 4, we are going with the size 4, and I plus plus. Yeah. So this is fine. Now, if not visited, if not visited of this one, we have considered, we went with the iteration, right? Let me go with the I, let me pass I. So then within the if condition, I'll just go with a DFS. Let's go with a DFS here. We are going, we are writing the code for the edge case when graph is disconnected actually. Graph may be disconnected, right? So for that, we are writing the code. So if DFS of I comma minus 1, then let's assign the cycle to the boolean value true. Yep. So and then we have to exit from there. So I'll just make use of the break. Yep. So this is fine. Yep. So now we have to output the result just for the interactiveness. So I'll just go with system out println. Let me pass the cycle. If it exists, so I'll just go with cycle detected. Yep. So this is fine. Cycle detected. Else, let me go with the no cycle. Else let me go with the no cycle. So this is it for the code. Yep. So this is it for the code. Hmm. Yeah. This is it for the algorithm, and this is it for the example part actually. Mainly, this is it for the example part. So I have already shown you the graph. Now, we do not have any typo or the errors, right? I believe we do not have any typo or the errors. Anyways, now before running the code, let's do one thing. Let's try run the code by considering the same example that we have considered within the code. This one. Yep. Let's do that so that we get to know whether the code that we have written works correctly or not. And also we get to know the output for the example that we have considered. Yep. So, and later we can come back here and run the code that we have written. First, let's try run the code. So let's dry run the code, right? So cycle detection, we are going with the cycle detection for the undirected graph, right? So this is the graph that we are going with actually. Yep. So just give me a second here. 1 second. Yep. So this is the graph that we are going with. So the first step, we will start the DFS at 0. Yeah, we'll be starting the DFS at 0. So I'll just write here. We'll start DFS at 0. Now, parent initially, parent equals -1. Yeah. So 0 doesn't have any this one parent. Initially, parent equals -1. So this is fine, I believe. Next, we will visit the 1. We will visit 1. Yep. So I'll just write here. We'll visit 1, and parent for 1 is nothing but 0, node 0. Yeah. So we are moving from this one, 1. We are moving to 1 from 0 itself, right? So parent is nothing but 0 here, right? So next what we'll do, we'll visit 2. So we are applying the DFS, right? So next we will move here. We'll visit 2. Next what happens here? So parent becomes 1. Yeah, parent becomes 1 here, right? So this is fine. Next we'll visit 3. Same way. This is from 2 to 3 actually. Then we will visit 3. Parent is nothing but 2 here, right? Parent is nothing but 2 here in this case. Yep. So now from 3, we have neighbor 0. This one. From 3, we have neighbor 0 that is visited and not parent. 0 initially we have already visited and we have marked this one as visited. Yeah. We have marked this one as visited. The tick mark shows that we have visited this one already. Yeah. From 3, we have this one to 0, but we have already marked 0 as visited, and this will not be considered as parent. Yeah, this will not be considered as parent. This will not be considered as parent. Yep. So this is fine. Now, so from 3 to 0, this will not be considered parent. So cycle exists here. Cycle exists here in this case. Yeah. So cycle found here in this case. We have found the cycle, and in this case we have to return true. If the cycle exists, then we are returning true, right? We have written the code in such a way, right? If the cycle is found, then we are returning true. So in the output that we need to get here is true, right? So this is fine. This is it for the dry run. It's as simple as that. Yep, this is it for the dry run. It's as simple as that. Now what we will be doing, we are done with this part. Let's run the code that we have written. So I'll just come here. Let me run the code, man. Yep. So we have to get the output true, right? Let's check. Let's wait until the code gets compiled. So see here, cycle detected. So we are giving, oh, okay. Here. So if the cycle is detected, if we get true, actually in that case, we are printing cycle detected. Yep. So that I forgot actually. So we got true here, the output. In that case, if the cycle is detected, we are going with the cycle detected. Else we are printing no cycle, right? So here in our case, we get the output true. I mean, yeah, we got the output true. So we are displaying cycle detected, or we have to get cycle detected. Yep. So we are getting the correct output. We are getting the desired output. So this is fine. Now we are left with only one thing, nothing but discussing the complexities for the code that we have written. So what will be the time complexity here? Time complexity mostly remains the same, similar to that. As we are going with the DFS, it would be big of v plus e, nothing but vertex plus edge, right? Or vertices plus edges. Yep. So what would be the space complexity here? Space complexity would lead to big of v. Big of v, because we have, or yeah, we went with the visited array as well as the recursion stack. Yep. So we are going with the recursion, right? Yep. So overall space complexity would lead to big of b. The time complexity and the space complexity for the code that we have written would lead to big of b plus a and big of b respectively. Right. So we are done with the cycle detection for the this one undirected graph. Next, we will be going with the cycle detection for the directed graph. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.